You're going to be able to sit through Rupture. You are going to be killing this Dragon Knight if they're able to pick up the Wyvern as well. I mean, even just the Dazzle combination on its own is going to be very, very hard for Empire to break through when they're trying to kill the DK. And the Tusk sneaks through to the final pick. So with that selected, Empire, what do they do against this? I mean, the Clockwork is still there. We talk about it time and time again, how it can be used against a Tusk lineup.
They could do Undying as well. It's not so
Undying,
bad.
they banned it first.
Oh, they did ban it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, banned it out against Newbee.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it went through, but yeah, I mean Clockwork's all right. But
what about the SP? You don't think the Spirit Breaker?
There's so many disables on Newbee. Like they have Shaker, they have Dragon Tail, they have Tusk.
5 seconds.
Like,
5 seconds
it's okay,
remaining.
but you're going to be eating a ton of disables as soon as you go into a team fight. And against Shaker, okay, so they're changing it up a bit. Looks like it's going to be Coralina, and they're just going to put. What are they doing? 2-1-2. Is it going to be Bloodseeker, like Witch Doctor or something in the off lane?
It looks like it might be here. I guess, yeah, Lina and Naga should be able to deal easily with the off lane. Well, okay, so Sansheng and Earthshaker, yeah, it's a June on the Tusk. But nonetheless, well, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one. Team Empire versus Newbee. Game 1 of the 2-game series. Well, let's see how it goes down here as we're ready to get this game fired and underway. And
I really like
it's gonna be okay. Yeah, Yoku on the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I like the Coralina. I think it's really good against DK. So normally heroes like Storm and Bloodseeker have a very hard time actually going in on Dragon Knight because the hero is just so innately tanky, right? So Rabbit, he's going to be playing that core position Dragon Knight for the side of Newbee. And if you initiate on him like that, a lot of times it can backfire because, like you mentioned, Dazzle in conjunction with Weave and Grave, you can keep him alive for so long that the Storm has to waste like all its mana killing him, then you can't retreat. But if you have Laguna Blade and you have that burst potential to just kill him before the Grave comes out, it can be a huge difference maker in these fights. And as it stands right now, Empire trying to vie for control of Newbee's jungle right now to make sure they can get their wards going for them.
And it looks like that Newbee are going to respect this. Give them a bit of space they have. He dropped down that Observer.
30 seconds to
I think
battle.
Newbee caught sight of that one. And they've also managed to get a ward up here by the rune spot as well. Newbee did get a ward over on the side of the map of Empire. And Empire just looking to secure this bottom rune. Newbee likewise looking to get Rabbit that bounty rune from the top.
Pretty standard stuff here from both teams at the start. And Rabbit looks to be going mid, so it is going to be, at least for the time being, it's going to be the Tusk actually going to the safe lane.
Begins.
And then it's, I think they're anticipating an aggro lane. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, they're assuming that there's actually going to be aggression coming out from Empire, to where they're not going to be able to put their safe laner there at all.
Which is, I mean, this is smart.
They're right.
Yeah, because,
they're right.
Because Yoku is not going to be happy solo laning against a Quap.
No.
So, yeah, Newbee have definitely anticipated what Empire want to do here. And they've got it right. Rabbit actually got the back of it from Banana at the moment. And as you said, yeah, Tusk in this safe lane position. Sansheng going to be roaming around on that Shaker. But I mean, this aggressive tri-lane, will they be able to shut down June?
Yeah, I definitely think that June is going to be having a tough time. He started with boots, so he's not assuming he's going to be getting much. You pretty much only buy boots when you have to be very mobile to stay out of range of all the disables of the enemy team. I think the most important matchup, like if we consider bottom lane for Empire wins, middle lane from Empire probably also wins. The one volatile matchup is going to be this top lane if it stays as a 1v1. But as it stands right now, Banana, he's decided he doesn't want to stay in bottom, or he doesn't even want to stay mid. He just like, all right, I need to make sure that this one lane wins for us. Because maybe if he sits bottom, maybe it's still not enough to actually keep them in good shape. But holding the Bloodseeker down, like he's doing right now, it means that Yoku, even once Banana leaves the lane, Mu is going to have a level advantage and an experience advantage. And that could be all he needs to make sure that he can hold Yoku down alone.
And in response to this, Always Want to Fly is going to come up here on the Witch Doctor to turn this into a 2-on-2. And of course, Witch Doctor with the strength he has in the laning will be able to help out this Yoku Bloodseeker, try and get a bit of farm here. Mid lane, resolution getting very, very low, but obviously knowing the limits of the hero, has the salve ready as well. Just about 100 gold away from his bottle. Bottle, of course, already out on Rabbit as he went for it first. But yeah, so Witch Doctor's going to start making the pulls, try and make this lane a little bit easier for Yoku, because at the moment, just a couple of minutes in, only been able to find that 1 CS against the Quap and the Dazzle.
Pretty expected. Like, in this early stage of the game, Queen of Pain is one of the best heroes at zoning off melee. And Bloodseeker eventually recovers, especially once he gets to like 3 or 4, because you get a couple of points of the thirst going. Hopefully your other lanes are dealing some damage. And
Aloha Dance with this double damage. There is a Fissure, will buy him some time, but Aloha Dance going to try and chase it down. 320 move speed on him, 310 on the Shaker. I don't know how deep you want to go, and yeah, that's too deep. And now Aloha Dance could be in trouble here. He might have been off more than he could chew. June trying to turn this one around. Silent is there to back up the Naga. Aloha Dance going very aggressive. It's going to be fine at the end of the day, though, as yeah, they do manage to get themselves out. And just a fair few blows being traded on the bottom lane. They're clarity up here. I mean, it is level 2 here on June. If he can find the shards into the snowball, he could go for it. And they do have this vision here, so they know exactly what's up. Well, so does Silent. He's spotted out Sansheng. And we'll get the Light Strike Array here. Sansheng needs to be careful. There is a Dragon Slave, and it is level 2 as well. Would have brought him very low to going down. Wouldn't have been able to quite find the kill onto the Shaker.
Yeah, he would have needed 1 or 2 more autos, I think, for that to kill. But still very close. Middle lane, Rabbit's actually doing a pretty good job. Storm's still winning the lane, marginally, but I think between Bottle Crowing, it's pretty tough to just say one hero straight up wins mid anymore. It seems kind of like no matter what, as long as you're Bottle Crowing a lot, that you're going to be able to sustain as long as you have some way of clearing the wave, and obviously DK does in that Breathe Fire. So everything considered, I think Newbee are actually okay for the time being. They're getting farm on their Queen, they're getting farm up on that DK, and then of course Tusk. He's struggling a bit, but at the very least he's still getting some EXP.
In top lane, well, Moo and Banana going in here onto Always Wanna Fly. Moo's got the mana here for the screen, will pop it, but it is just the level 2, not quite enough burst damage, blinking himself away as well. Now might be Banana in trouble, incredibly low, and there you go, there's your first blood. Always Wanna Fly with the right click will be able to bring down the Dazzle.
I'm kind of surprised Moo didn't just salve. Like, he had a salve on him the whole time. If you salve against Bloodseeker, not only is it making it so you obviously put yourself at high health, but it's making it so he does less damage and loses movement speed. Like, I'm really shocked.
Sanchez come in here with the Fissure onto Always Wanna Fly, blinking forward. They will be able to find the Witch Doctor. Now they look towards Yoku. They don't have mana here on Moo, unfortunately, to throw anything else out. They will just force Yoku back towards that tier 1 middle lane. Rotation in from June. Maybe looking for resolution. He's just about to hit level 6 though. In fact, he's got it now with this creep. So suddenly the gank has become a little bit harder. Unless they can get the chain stun off here with the Dragon Tail.
They don't have the damage. They would need Rabbit to be 6. Like, he needs that extra damage from the Green Dragon form. But unfortunately, he's not going to hit 6 in time. And I think June was also soaking EXP there for a second. So splitting it up means that definitely not going to have the Elder DK form available.
Top lane at the moment. Sansheng still hanging about here with Banana and Moo. Moo's still a little bit low on the mana front, so not really got enough to go in onto the Bloodseeker Yoku, who has found himself a bit of farm now. 14 for 3 here on the Bloodseeker. You can compare that to the farm of June. How's he doing down here? 8 for 0. Not found that much. We've seen him try to rotate around the map a little bit. Hasn't really found anything. Towards the mid lane though. Always Wanna Fly just dropping down a ward here to help out resolution on the Storm. And a low dance top lane on Banana, yeah, with the Blood Rage and the Ensnare. They're going to try and go for Dazzle here. Dazzle does have the support here of Moo, and Moo now with the bottle bottling up. Oh, Fissure coming out, catching out too. A low dance getting low. He's trying to find something. Always Wanna Fly's come in, but they've already lost the Naga Siren. Moo looking for Yoku. The snowball coming in as well onto the Bloodseeker. Will catch him. That's going to be a Bloodseeker down as well. And Newbee working as a team here, moving us forward with a heal bomb and the right clicks. Moo gets a double kill, and 3 heroes dropping on the top lane for Empire. Newbee there with the Class A rotations.
I'm not really sure why Yoku decided that he should run in there. Like, he was just hitting Moo with like 10% HP, just saying, oh yeah, it's fine, you know, no big deal. Maybe he just thought he was dead anyway, who knows. It was a very interesting engagement, to say the least, and we've seen a couple of Queen of Pains today, and Dendy's was one of them. It was definitely a stellar performance coming out of him, but Moo, he is not to be outdone here in this game.
Absolutely. 3 kills, 1 assist at the moment. 6 minutes into the game. Rabbit still farming pretty well in the mid lane, is still losing out overall to resolution on his Storm Spirit. 42-11 against the 36 for 2, but as expected. Lower Dance is just trying to soak up some levels here in the mid lane. Silent has now hit level 6 thanks to this solo lane XP down here where he's been left alone for the time being. Well, the plan is, when is go time next for Newbee? We've seen him play very nicely in terms of just kind of countering Empire's aggressiveness. When Empire tried to go in on top, suddenly 4 heroes from Newbee turn up and they turn it around. Moo looking for his level 6 on this bottom lane. Very, very deep ward has been dropped here by Empire in the lane, so we'll be able to see kind of any kind of TPs coming in behind the tower if Silent does decide to amp up the pressure. Silent could be in trouble. Yeah, Sansheng and Banana moving in. Silent's going to potentially walk into this one. Here we go. Sansheng spotted it out. Fisher to set it up. Banana trying to move in. Has got 1 point here in the poison touch. And Silent just a little bit too quick and is actually just going to turn around. Light Strike Array will connect up to Sansheng. Has got enough mana for the Laguna, but wouldn't have been quite enough to burst him down. And Banana just backs himself up. And it's this time, it's Empire with the 4 heroes moving around as a pack. It's going to just leave the middle tower open to Rabbit to do a bit of damage here with the Elder Dragonfall. And the side of Newbee seem well aware of this, and they're keeping themselves safely tucked right back along the lane.
Now, when you have level 6 in the Lina at such an early phase in the game, it's only 8 minutes in, and you have that Storm, like Resolution, he's got his treads, he's got the 4 points into Overload. Their damage potential is extremely high on Empire. So Newbee just respecting that, realizing that if they get caught out, outnumbered, there is pretty much no way they're going to be able to take the engagement. But Banana is going to spot out Aloha Dance over here.
He's giving the old little Riptide and all. Fisher onto Silent, moving forward. They've got to be careful though. Silent's got full mana. He's got a Laguna Blade and he'll use it to bring Sansheng low. Not low enough though. There's your Sonic Wave. Won't catch Silent. Brings the low hard down slow. And there's the Walrus Punch to finish it off. Yoku trying to go in now onto June. Dragon Slave as well. They'll find the return kill onto the Tusk. Now looking forward to Banana. Not going to find it. The cast bouncing between Rabbit and Moo. Empire bringing in more here. Resolution even around here. Thinking about whether he can contribute to this. But Newbee playing it safe. Just leaving it at that. So just the 1-for-1, the Naga for the Tusk being exchanged.
Yeah, it's not too big of a deal either way, I think, for these teams. The thing for Empire right now is that since they know that Queen is moving around so much, like Moo hasn't really gotten a lot in the way of CS, right? Like he's just kind of making his way around the map, looking for ganks, you know, trying to make things happen. He has 100% kill contribution for his team, which is great, but he's not farming anything. Like he's made the first stop now in this lane after, I want to say, like 3 or 4 straight minutes of just sheer roaming. Whereas Resolution, like he's just been farming up a storm, no pun intended. But he has 56 CS, 13 denies at 9 minutes into the game. And it's getting to a point where if he's going for that Orchid, he's going to hit a really solid timing, like 16, 15 minutes, something like that, barring some kills. And once that comes out, a lot of people on Newbee are just going to die to that Orchid damage.
Yeah, it looks like, well, he's picking up the Soul Ring first. We'll see.
Yeah, it's standard to always go Soul Ring.
Yeah, and then we'll see if he does go for that Orchid next. Mid lane, it's left open, and Rabbit going to be able to take that one down. That's a bit more gold into the pockets here of the side of Newbee. Now Moo and Banana pushing on this bottom lane. Yoku, how's he doing? Level 7, still just got the pull mans and the treads. Blood raged up here. Moo doesn't have the ult, but still a fair bit of burst, and Yoku might actually get very close to going down here. Rabbit's looking for him, won't find it with a Breathe Fire. Yoku ticking down, and he's going to get very close to dying. Newbee's just moves, just got to find one more tick, and there we go. Will find the kill onto the Bloodseeker. Resolution actually trying to fight up and get a kill in return. Banana will over the Shallow Grave. No, the right click comes in just in time, but Resolution is going to lose his life friend. At the same time, Moo was able to kill off the Witch Doctor, netting himself a double kill. 3-for-1 trade there, favouring the side of Newbee, and after getting the tier 1 in the mid, they're going to be able to look for the tier 1 at the bottom lane as well. Top lane, the pressure is being put on by Empire, but nonetheless, the trade is going very nicely for Newbee.
I'm not really sure. Like, Yoku seems to be in a lot of situations where he's taking a ton of damage and just doesn't seem to respect the fact that Newbee can chase him. Like, that was the second time in a row where he's sitting at not a lot of HP, he gets harassed down, and then just gets cleaned up.
He's going to use the Rupture here, but Rabbit is going to be quite a hard kill. They just can't go for it. I mean, moving forward is the Witch Doctor, but Rabbit, he really doesn't care about the Rupture. Has the Banana and Sansheng backing him up. And nothing they can do off the back of it. Tower is now in deny range here. But not seeming to want to deny it for the time being. So, Rabbit will he'll take the gold. He'll say, oh, thanks for that. And more money for the DK then, okay. Okay, 1,700 gold in his bank at the moment.
This is a very awkward game for Empire. I mean, Resolution is the guy you're looking to right now to be like, you need to try to help create a little bit of space for the team. And I guess the nice thing is, too, since Empire have a Lina core, that it's more of a, not a playmaking hero, but you do want to try to play aggressively.
Nice stack here for Resolution. Jude actually going to go onto a low hard dance with the Warriors Punch and the Scream.
Goodbye.
Bam! Now Resolution going to try and turn this one around with the help of Silent. They do find the kill onto Tusk. Can they get anything more? No, Moo's going to have a blink here in a couple of seconds. We'll be able to get away. So they do get the kill onto Tusk. A fair bit of gold there going towards Silent here on the Lina, who is working towards his Yule Scepter here. 200 gold or so away from picking up that staff. But still, 12 minutes in, how's the lead looking? It's only 1K. It's up and down, but Newbee's certainly going to be the ones feeling more confident with this early game.
DK Blink? Interesting. So, a lot of DK players will go Shadowblade. A lot of DK players will go like straight Silver Edge or Shadowblade into like BKB or something like that. Rabbit just says, you know what? I just want to be able to initiate with my team. We know we have Elder Dragon form for pushing potential. All I want to do is kill people.
I mean, it might work really nicely in the sense that I don't know if Empire will expect this. They're going to smoke up.
Oh, they might catch Resolution. He's walking the other way in the river, though. Looks like they're going to avoid each other for the time being.
I mean, if they can get Yoku again, that's going to be just as nice. Blood raised up. Yoku just melts. And the Blink initiation, they're catching them out. But I always want to fly moving in. I don't know if they can do anything off the back of it. And it looks like Empire agree. They're not going to go for anything in return. But yeah, another swift pick off there. And they're going to smoke up with a second one straight away. They want to try and go back in and catch someone else out. Let's see if they can do so. Indeed, they have got this ward here. They're going to know that Resolution is up there on the high ground. Rabbit moving forward, this time with the Elder Dragon form. If they can catch out Resolution, which they just might, and they will here. Can they chain stun him up? Yes, with the snowball, that should be enough damage as well. Oh! Sonic Wave to seal the deal. That's Resolution down and out. Echo Slam always want to fly. They just want to get these kills because at the moment they've found two. They're almost certainly going to find three. Yoku's coming in with the Rupture onto Sansheng, but it's not going to be enough to save the poor old Witch Doctor. And Rabbit takes the Laguna Blade to the face. Gonna have the Shallow Grave. Yoku trying to walk this one off. He could be in trouble because Rabbit, with the damage to Silent, healed up as well. It's a double kill for June. They'll look towards the low hard dance, cleaning that up there with Moo. And suddenly you've got 4 heroes down on Empire. Newbee lose absolutely nothing. And at this point, it just seems to be a simple case of Newbee just outplaying the heck out of Empire.
A lot of it is the fact that Yoku's impact in this game has been pretty negligible at best. Like, even the usage of that Rupture right there, he cast it on a hero who's full HP, instead of just rupturing Rabbit, who was running away from the 2 higher damage dealers of Empire. Like, if you just rupture the DK, at the very least you exchange a kill. But instead, like, Silent tries to finish him off with a Laguna Blade. Rupture was on Sansheng, and no one on Empire has enough damage to really kill anyone on the side of Newbee. Between them, having now a mech on Tusk, the Dazzle with the Shadow Wave, Grave on top of that, and then, of course, DK just being insanely tanky in of itself. Empire having a very hard time finding any kills at all.
I mean, at the moment, top of the net worth for the side of Empire is Resolution and Silent. But they're going to have to do something pretty spectacular. So, you know, we've got Lina closing in on that Yules. And maybe with that they'll be able to start to find something in return. But so far, Newbee are getting away with a lot across the map. With this double damage now, they're going to look to take the 3rd tier 1 of the game. Empire themselves still yet to really do anything too much against the structures of Newbee. And yeah, Rabbit will be able to claim more gold into his pocket here. Now as Newbee just start to break away, as it shows on the graph, coming to about a 4K lead now. So the first significant lead we're really seeing so far this game. The Elder Dragon form, Rabbit wants to go for more. He's still got a few seconds here at the double damage. Empire themselves, they're looking to take a tier 1 of their own from the bottom lane. Looks like they will get it. Yoku, oh no, not again. Getting caught up by Sansheng and Moo. That's a godlike streak for Moo. He's obviously taking a book out of Dendy's because he's on 9-0-3. And this is looking very akin to Dendy's performance on the quad this morning against Complexity.
Moo's been having a phenomenal game.
I guess Fnatic, sorry.
Yeah, Fnatic, you're right about that. The I don't know, like, Yoku just seems to be really off today. Am I the only one who thinks that?
I've not seen him play the Bloodseeker before. It doesn't seem like a very Yoku hero. I'm used to seeing him on those big initiators like the Tusk, like the Spirit Break, that you can afford to just go. Bloodseeker, especially against the kind of heroes that Newbee has, you can't do it like that, and unfortunately for Yoku, it's not working out so far.
He's just been caught multiple times. He's had situations where he would do that. Oh.
Resolution's got a haste going on to June, but June has got 23, 24, 25 going up armor. It's going to be a hard one to pick off, even with the punches of Silent. Silent does have the Laguna Blade available still. Level 9 though, hasn't got that second point in the ult. And Rabbit now with 2.1k, and suddenly, okay, we've got a 16-minute Aghanim's here on Moo. And he is level 11, so with the 2 points in Sonic Wave, that's a significant amount of burst, and especially something else that Yoku isn't going to be too happy to see. More burst damage against this Bloodseeker. Not a happy time for Yoku.
Yeah, he's only got Shreds Aquila right now, and it's 17 minutes in. This is a hero who's supposed to have farm priority, and to be honest, he doesn't have much, considering the circumstances. I mean, even June has, like, more farm than him right now. Like, looking at net worth, the Tusk is above the Bloodseeker in terms of overall GPM and net worth, and that's a bit concerning. The Shaker even, he's over halfway to his Blink Dagger. He's 1300 right now, so Sansheng with his Arcanes. Once he gets that going, I think Newbee are going to be even farther ahead. Resolution and the rest of Empire now realize that they have to try to do something. They can't just keep losing these team fights and not get any impact out of their mid-game style of lineup, whereas normally you see heroes like Lina, and you just go in, you know, you get that Yule's combo going, you blow somebody up with a Laguna Blade, and you try to take your team fight, but it doesn't really seem like they've been able to find any foothold in this game at all.
15-4, 17.5 minutes in. The difference still to increase up to 5,000, favoring the side of Newbee. Looking very, very strong indeed. The Queen of Pain, just the two cores here at their side, playing immaculately. Yeah, 9 for 0 for 3. And you look at the DK, hasn't died at all and been involved in 7 of the kills. And farming at a pretty significant rate as well. Top of the net worth board for those two. And just followed by Resolution's Storm Spirit. He is close to the Bloodstone, so we'll see if that's going to enable for him to do much more. So far he's been caught out quite a bit. And Rabbit just continuing to farm. It certainly looks to get harder and harder for Empire. I guess the plus thing about Yoku being a Bloodseeker, he can back up into the jungle as he is, continue to farm up, has now found the Ogre Club. Maybe if he's able to get that BKB online anytime soon, he'll be in a better position. Mid lane, going in on Moo. No, not going to happen. Able to just get the blink out before the coconut connects.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the problem when you go Bloodstone is, if you don't have Orchid, no one's really that scared of you because you don't have the ability to just throw out that silence, steal the extra damage, and maybe Moo would have died if he had Orchid, you know? It's hard to say, but because the rest of his team isn't really doing that well, and he's going Bloodstone, it's seen as a greedier option, so your kill potential is very limited throughout the game. And Resolution is going to be heavily, heavily relied on to be able to do something in this game for his team, because right now, Yoku certainly isn't able to do anything. He needs a BKB, which he's building his way towards right now. And if you want to transition that Aloha Dance Naga into a position 1 like we saw earlier, you're going to need a lot of time, because right now he has pretty much just brown boots.
Yeah, Bloodstone done now on the Storm, but the push coming in from Newbee on the mid lane. Moo, Juna Banana, ready to look for something here as they move into the jungle. Double damage bottled up by Juna as well. They can find a hero now. It's almost certainly going to be a pick-off. Moving towards the top. Resolution's already backing himself away. And now the focus coming towards this tier 2 on the mid lane. They've already found the tier 2 top. They can find another tier 2 just before the 20-minute mark as well. This is a very, very fast progression here for Newbee, and things certainly going to plan here for the Chinese.
The next big thing I guess they could do is they could either go for Roshan or they could go for tier 2 pushes. It's very common though for a team to take a team fight before they actually try to kill Roshan, just because Empire, obviously very experienced, they would know they would try to contest that, and BKB actually done here on Rabbit, and they're going to walk right into the DK.
Okay, I mean, it's a good job though. No, he hasn't got the BKB on him, it's still on the courier, and because of this, they might be able to kill Rabbit. It certainly looks like they will, and that's big. Able to kill him just before the BKB comes out, but the Echo Slap from Sansheng onto 3. The Sonic Wave is a triple kill for Moo. They're going to look for Silent and Resolution as well as they head up to the high ground. What a wombo combo and a half. Silent to fall. It's an ultra kill for Moo. My goodness. Step aside, Dendy. There's a new man on the Queen of Pain in town, and Moo showing us how he wants to go for beating Dendy's score. I think at the end of that game, it was, I think Dendy was 20-0-15. That's what you got to beat, Moo. So far, he's on good track. 20 minutes in. It's 13-0-3. We've seen, oh man, 2 incredible performances on the Queen of Pain today from both Dendy and Moo. And this is, they're going to get the tower off the back of this as well. And Empire going to be a little bit starstruck after that, because the Echo Slam, you've got to hand it down to Sansheng. That was a beautiful Echo Slam, and that was the reveal of the Blink Dagger, of course, as well.
They didn't know they had Blink.
They did not know.
That's the hardest part about that team fight, is you always get that one free initiation. Just so happens for Newbee that it was a devastating Echo for Empire, and they had nothing to deal with that. Even with Rabbit being dead before the fight really kicked off, just all it takes is one bad move, and then all of a sudden you get completely wiped out by a Shaker, and now Rabbit with the Elder Dragon form. They're going to get this tier 2. Blink forward here from Rabbit, looking for a potential Dragon Tail. Not going to find it. And I think this could be the point where... actually, Roshan's still a little bit risky. You kind of want to wait for Echo to be back up, I think, if you're going to do Rosh. Or you want to get some lifesteal, at the very least, on that Dragon Knight. So it looks like Newbee are just going to go back to farming.
Resolution's pushing out this bottom lane pretty damn far. The overlap picked up now as well from the Storm Spirit. Looks like he's going to opt for the BKB here after the Bloodstone.
A BKB after Bloodstone is a super safe choice. I'm not sure if he can get away with going Orchid anymore, just because of the kind of disables that they have. Like, for instance, knowing Rabbit has Blink. A Blink Dragon Tail can just be the end of a Storm, which is something that we haven't actually talked much about, is how good the instant disable on Dragonite is against that hero. Because DK is something that you never want to ball into, right? Because if you ball too close and he's in Elder Dragon form, you get a single target instantaneous stun. It's very similar to a Hex, and now Moo.
Oh, Death Ward onto Moo, but Moo just walks this one off. There's going to be the song from Aloha Dance. They are grouped up. What's the combo here? It's going to be the Blood Right follow-up now. This could be big for Empire. Moo's over. They've got to pop the mech. Yoku trying to look for the first kill. Will be able to find Moo here, but Rabbit with the BKB just looking to turn and fight. Standing still at the moment with the Rupture on him. And now June with the Snowball. The Warriors punch onto Lord. Echo Slam again from Sansheng. Always want to fly, going to drop. But Resolution, he's putting in the work this time. He's found two. He's going to look but the Sonic Wave. That's going to be Yoku down. They're going to be able to find Resolution as well. Silent, the last one to live in. Moo moving forward. Sansheng with the Fisher. They're going to be able to find a team wipe here again. Newbee, double kill for Banana. It's too much for Empire. Newbee are just winning 24/7, literally.
The buyback, 24/7. All right, Owen. Well done, well played, etc. Moo with a really good buyback. Like, he needed to buy back there. If he didn't do that, I'm pretty sure Empire would have actually wiped out Newbee, and it would have been completely lopsided in the other direction. And the other thing too is you have to make sure you secure that Roshan. And now with the buyback, even though he gave away a godlike streak, it was a lot of gold to the team of Empire, but in the end they get the Aegis, and that is pretty much what matters at this point, is making sure that you don't give an Aegis away to something like a Storm, especially being played by Resolution. And now waiting for a stun here, potentially middle lane. Okay, never mind. I guess he just popped Elder Dragon form for the fun of it. Or maybe he's doing a stack. Nope. Just a 2-stack.
Oh, he's just chilling, flapping around, having a great old time.
I mean, it is stacked once, so I can still see why you would pop it.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're going to... Moo did die, of course, so I'm sorry, Moo. You're not going to be beating Dendy today, unfortunately, for the man. But still, a stellar performance nonetheless. 15 kills, 4 assists here onto the Queen of Pain. We've seen some huge multi-man Sonic Waves. That's been absolutely incredible. Guardian Greaves now done on your June Tusk as well, 24 minutes in. The difference between the two sides, it is 7,500, which it is, it's not that significant. I mean, Empire, they are still farming to a certain extent. The majority of it down to the fact that Resolution, he was able to find a kill or two in that last fight, but still not looking too great here for the side of Empire. Newbee now smoked up. Moving over to the half of the map of Empire. They've got that Echo Slam available in 30 seconds.
Oh, they found the real Naga.
Oh, no hard dance if they can kill him. Which with this snowball, yep, there's nowhere for you to run, nowhere for you to hide. A low hard dance. Taking it on the side, 25/7. Another kill here for Newbee. And Newbee at the moment, this is fantastic play from the team as a whole.
Yeah, they just want to continually play aggressive. They have the Aegis advantage. There's no reason to sit back anymore. You have a team that can actually break high ground at a pretty early stage. Like, a lot of drafts nowadays revolve heavily around fighting and trying to kill a lot and then pushing as like an afterthought. Whereas Dragonite, not only is it a great counter to two of the cores of Empire, but it also gives you high ground potential at a much earlier stage than a lot of teams would be able to get and still have something be that effective. So I really like that Newbee, they pick 4 pretty standard heroes, but DK is something that we don't see a ton. Like, we've seen it a couple of times, but it's not like at the forefront of picks. And maybe after seeing how the DK functions against the Storm and the Bloodseeker in this game, I would imagine some teams making some adaptations and saying this hero is actually really good in these situations. Yeah, I mean, Rabbit's performance on the hero has been absolutely spot on. And now with the Invis Rune moving in on the mid lane, maybe seeing if they can catch out anyone on Empire. Bottom lane, you've got Resolution continuing to look for the farm, just a few hundred away from that BKB. And top lane, oh, actually, let's have a look at mid. Sorry, blink in from Rabbit. Wow! Yoku gets blown up. Where's your BK now, brother? And now he's going to look for more. Lower does, tries to sing, but oh, he stumbles. He's got a frog in his throat, and he goes down. Now to look back towards the mid. 2 heroes down the side of Empire. Oh, Rabbit blinking forward. The dragon flapping through, looking for more. Resolution coming in with a pull. Oh, Sansheng with his Echo Slams. Resolution needs to get the hell out, and he's going to try for it. But the blinks forward. The snowball is incoming. Oh, back to base for Resolution. The rest of his team are dead. And Newbee now with the opening to take this mid set of racks. Empire just crumbling against the might of the Newbee team. NewBee have played a phenomenal game. Like, ever since Moo decides to just adopt the nomadic queen role, just blinking to
hello.
lane.
We've got a bit more action here, apparently. Resolution up, but oh! Killing spree for June.
That song.
And that's the beautiful. That's they're going to sing this at his funeral. As a low, maybe they can turn it. Maybe this is big. Rabbit getting pulled in. The shallow grave is there, buying the DK some time. He's actually just turning and hitting on low odds. Will kill him. Oh, low odds jukes it out with the mirror's image. Nagasaran with the plays. Moo's going to lose his life there. Has got the BKB available. He's going to need Sansheng to maybe come back in. Oh, because no can blink out. In fact, they weren't able to lock down Moo. Now with the Your Scepter, Silence got the life track ray available. He will sign it perfectly, bringing him in as well. Resolution pulls him in, pulls him down to the ground, and Empire managing to formulate a defense of some sort and take 4 members of Newbee down, including taking the Aegis off their hands. So I gotta be honest, suddenly Empire, I mean, they are kind of known as the comeback kings of the Eastern European scene, and they're proving it here. They've managed to shut down Newbee for the time being, and they're going to look for a push at the back of it. Now, it's going to be a little swing, not all the way back to 0, but it's a swing.
It's a pretty big swing. It was like, what, 5,000-6,000 gold and 7,000 experience? Like, that's not small.
No.
At 28 minutes in. Especially given the fact, like you mentioned, that was an Aegis push. Maybe just a little bit too ham coming in from Rabbit, blinking into those tier 4s, wanting to kill Resolution. Like, they got their kill, but the song coming in from Aloha Dance set up a nice buyback, ball back in, Blood Right hits on like 3 or 4 of the heroes, and then all of a sudden you just have no HP left, like you can't really fight at that point. And Storm is pretty much one of the best chasing heroes in the business. With that team fight, he's almost got his BKB completely done, and Silent, he's got Aghanim Scepter. So the burst damage coming out from this Lina, you're gonna have to be really careful now.
Woo. Okay, well, Newbee, they're going to go for round 2 by the looks of it. They're grouping back up in the mid lane. They're starting to get the push on again. Moo's going to be back, seeping into the mid. He's going to have to blink his way up. They're going to try and break the base again here. Now, there is no song available, but everything else is ready and waiting at Empire's disposal. Let's see if they can go for a repeat here, Empire. Rabbit pushing in onto the racks, tickling away at these melee. The barracks. And okay, here we go. Straight onto Silent with the Dragon Tail as well. Bloodright's going to put down the BKBs have been popped, and they will remove Lina from the fight. That's no longer going to be able to worry about. So it's up to Resolution here to do some heavy counter, trying to get himself around Yoku, trying to 1v1 Moo, but Moo coming out on top. Aloha does getting caught up by the ice shards as well. Rabbit just sitting there. He's too damn tanky. They can't seem to have the damage to bring down this dickhead. Oh! Uppercut there to the Nagasaran, bringing her down. That's 2 down. Now Rabbit, they're looking for more. They were not happy with the chance that they gave Empire, and they're going to make sure they don't do it again. 3 heroes down on the side of Empire, none with buyback available, and Newbee will look to finish off the middle set of racks. And maybe even more. There's still a tier 2 sitting in this bottom lane because of the fact that Resolution has constantly been pushing it out. But top lane of tier 3 and the racks is ready to be taken. And Newbee, they're going to look directly for it. 25 seconds till Witch Doctor's back. Just over 10 before we can see the Naga and Lina back on the pitch. Yoku on the sidelines. Is he going to be able to do anything? He has a medallion and his BKB, but the BKB is on cooldown for 25 seconds. He's got to be careful of how close he gets. Resolution, he doesn't give a damn. He goes straight in. He hasn't got a BKB himself for 20 seconds, but he's still fighting. Rabbit is going to be glimmer caped up, but now the song Aloha Dance, singing with a slight touch of serenity. Beautiful, beautiful tones. And now Rabbit, BKB though, he wants to step at the action. Oh, Sansheng, you bloody Earthshaker! 3 heroes down. Now they're looking for Resolution and always want to fly. They're trying to get the hell out of there. They just got spooked. Too spooky for them. Move with the right clicks. Shaking always want to fly. Resolution punch coming in the air. BKB is going to save it. No, Sansheng with the back slap, bringing him down. 4 heroes down, and now GG is called. It's all too much for Empire, and Newbee take game 1.
What a performance on Newbee, 38-11 against Empire. And like you were saying earlier, Empire is one of the better Western teams, at least coming into TI. They've had some really solid performances in the last couple of months. Not really able to show what they're capable of here in game 1 up against Newbee. The draft, for me, it wasn't a massive outdraft by Newbee, but you could tell like they had a lot to deal with the Storm and the Blood Sea.